and thanks for tuning in to the Exploration Music Project.
We are so excited to introduce to you and share our family project, which we've been working on since last year.
We want to merge three things we're extremely passionate about: nature, music, and cinema, and share the result with you and the rest of the world.
Not only will you be transported to new locations, but you're going to experience sound in its natural environment. That means no studio recordings. You may hear some notes or other sounds that aren't necessarily on the sheet music, but this is just the beginning. We want to travel farther, expand our repertoire, and feature artists with unique talents, and help bring together our greater community.
We're really excited about this Aria series because it's something that one of our board members, Ashley Turner, has been working on for a while with her husband, and they've been doing classical music outside with instruments. And now that we're in COVID and people are itching to sing and really excited to sing, what a better time to add vocals and start doing some opera arias out in the great outdoors.
Right now, in these times, getting out into the nature is one of the few things that we get to still enjoy, that freedom of being free and being able to sing open. So I think this project of doing it in nature, it can immerse you in the world of the piece, and it can give you a breath of fresh air so you can sing full out without your mask without harming anyone, but also creating this beautiful art in God's artwork. So this is such a phenomenal series for that.
I think it's one of the more creative ideas that's come out of this pandemic. I'm thinking of all the composers, particularly back in the centuries before us, who used to walk and they'd get ideas from what they saw in nature, from sunsets and from the bird calls and from the flow of the trees, etc., and certainly from the flowers, and to add music to that, and to have music that, particularly music with words that talk about the nature. It just brings a oneness, and it shows the organicity of life and of people.
It's my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Catherine Pissarro, who is a musicologist, a music historian, professional oboist at California State University Northridge and Cal Arts in Santa Clarita, two of our main service areas. We're so thrilled that she agreed to join us to provide this lecture and give a little bit of information about the background of not only Dvořák, but his opera RUSALKA and the historical importance of that. I hope you'll enjoy getting to know a little bit about this aria. Dr. Pissarro.
Dvořák's music is really operatic, whether it's for instruments or for singers. If you think of the New World Symphony, which is probably one of the most popular pieces he wrote, think of the amazing melodies in that piece. The second movement is just gorgeous. There's great melodies in every movement of this piece. And the reason I mention that is because he used material from the American sketchbooks he created around that time that he composed the New World Symphony in the composition of RUSALKA. He grew up in an area around Prague in the Czech Republic. Nowadays we call this area the Czech Republic, and at the time Dvořák was there, it was called Bohemia. So the words Bohemian and Czech are really representing pretty much the same area. He made his living as a young man by playing viola in an orchestra in Prague. So he learned a lot about opera and about music from the viola standpoint of things. Feel free to insert a viola joke here if you want. He was too poor to afford opera tickets, so by playing the viola, he could hear a lot of opera, and he learned a lot from sitting in the orchestra and playing. When Dvořák was a young man, he was so broke that he had to share his apartment with 5 other people. I mean, I can't even imagine 5 roommates and not going crazy, but that's how he could afford rent. And on top of that, he had to teach piano lessons to afford his rent. Although Dvořák was making a living as a performer, of course, playing viola and teaching piano, he began doing a lot of composing, and he was beginning to make a name for himself as a composer in Prague. In 1874, he submitted his works for the Austrian State Prize for Composition. What he didn't know was that the famous composer Johannes Brahms was one of the judges. And Brahms was very impressed. Dvořák won the award also in 1876 and 1877. And Brahms liked his music so much, he put him in touch with his own publisher. And Brahms spent a lot of time promoting Dvořák's works. Brahms tried to get Dvořák to move to Vienna. And since Brahms had no children or family, you know what Brahms said to Dvořák? He said, "If you need anything, my fortune is at your disposal." I mean, how sweet is that? The biographer Clapham writes that Dvořák was deeply moved, and tears came to his wife's eyes. But Dvořák said it was quite impossible for him, a Czech, to contemplate leaving Bohemia. Dvořák saw that truly national music in America, to him, was that of Native Americans and African Americans. This idea bothered a lot of white musicians on the East Coast. A lot of composers in America disagreed with Dvořák, and probably honestly what were for pretty racist reasons. So I want you to think about all the music that came out of America in the 20th century, all the amazing music that was put together. Who do you think won this battle between the white music establishment, who said that American music is and our civilization is a fusion of European nationalities, or Dvořák, who said that truly national music, the folk traditions of America, are found most clearly in the music of Native Americans and the music of African Americans, those two incredible musical cultures. Despite the fact that this opera was hugely popular with the Czech public, the Dvořák was hugely popular with the Americans, especially his instrumental music. And this opera was performed outside of the Czech region in Germany in 1910. Okay, so we have all of those. Dvořák's popular with the Americans. Dvořák's operas are huge in the Czech area. And it's already being performed outside of the Czech Republic, and it's being performed in Germany. But the opera was not performed at all in America until 1975 in San Diego. And it wasn't performed at the Metropolitan Opera until 1993. I personally think RUSALKA is an example of Dvořák at his absolute best. In the Grove Music Online, the author says that RUSALKA represents Dvořák at the height of his maturity, exercising superb control over musical and dramatic resources. It's a glorious piece, especially the Song to the Moon. The Song to the Moon was written to be sung by the water nymph who was in love with the human prince who she sees swimming in her lake, and she calls on the moon to tell her prince she loves him in one of the most beautiful melodies ever written.
We're very happy to present this second aria in our aria series, featuring the wonderful soprano Diana Briscoe singing RUSALKA's Song to the Moon. This is a glorious setting. Many of the stagings you see in productions of RUSALKA across the world will be set in a proscenium theater with a very beautiful full moon as a backdrop or a projection. But to my knowledge, there are none that are set in the great outdoors cinematically like this. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience to see this beautiful aria sung by such a gorgeous soprano in the great outdoors. I hope you enjoy RUSALKA's Song to the Moon. Take it away, Diana.
mieli tu sieli zgasli, a se to spomykon spuši. Jesičku, ne zasni,